So I've got over 1.3 million views. And how much did I make from that on YouTube? Well, I'm going to get into the details of that, as well as talk about the strategy of why I have so many YouTube channels. But first, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it's good if I can see you. Now, anybody who's just here for how much I made is about $1,200, or you can just wait till the end of the video. Okay, so I originally started on YouTube in 2013. You can go back and look at the previous video before this. I actually have a thumbnail of that where my brother told me that you could make money online. And that was a new concept in 2013 to me. I was like, what? And he showed me a couple of people who were making money online, and I didn't understand a lot of it, but I started a YouTube channel. However, I was never focused on growing that. I continued to put out content, but it was sporadic for a couple months here, and then nothing for several months, and then a couple months here, and I continued to do that for about 5 years. And then at the end of October 2018, I decided to actually step up, and I wasn't happy with what I was doing at work. It was good money. It was super easy, but I wasn't happy with it, and I wanted to do something that I enjoyed to do, and they gave me the freedom to live my life on my terms, so I didn't have to wear a suit every day or show up at an office every day. I could live life how I want to live life every day. And you end up working a lot more hours, but it's stuff that you enjoy to do, and you can stop in the middle of the day for 4 hours. It's amazing. But that was in October 31st of 2018. And since then, I've really started to ramp up what I've been doing, and I'm now publishing to actually 5 YouTube channels. One I actually just started publishing to today, so I don't have any numbers on that one. And the first channel, this is the one I just started like a couple months ago, or actually a month ago. It looks like it's got 551 views, so not a ton of views, but I'm not necessarily using this to turn it into a revenue stream directly. What ends up happening in specific markets is the awareness of a brand, and that could be a brand that sells something or an individual. Those are both brands. Think of like in podcasting, when most people think of podcasting, they think of Joe Rogan, right? Because he has that brand lock up in terms of anybody who thinks about podcasting, they think about Joe Rogan, right? Because he's been around in that industry for a long time. And the same thing happens in other industries. It's not necessarily going to be the best product or company or customer service that wins. It's going to be the one that does better branding, especially when you have something called the internet. So that is something that I take serious. And just as you can see here, about a month and a half ago, I started publishing on another channel. Now this channel is actually repurposed content from TikTok. So I have a TikTok, multiple TikTok accounts as well, but the TikTok, and I get millions of views over there much faster than I get out of here. You should check out TikTok, link in the bio, by the way. Those pieces of content I bring over to YouTube, because if they work on TikTok, then there's a high probability that they're going to work on another platform where there's literally billions of people. TikTok has like 1+ billion downloads globally. So if I'm able to generate millions of views over here, then taking that and putting it up on YouTube, I'll be able to get some more views over here. But the views are not just what's important. It's creating that brand so that when people look for something and they see my video, even if it's a TikTok video that is 60 seconds long, right? Then the next time they come on and they see somebody else and myself, whether they agreed with what I said or didn't agree with what I said, there's a higher propensity that they're going to click on mine versus this one because of familiarity. Think of when you go to a party and you see somebody that you didn't even really give a shit about, but you've just seen them and talked to them once before. you naturally just gravitate to that because it's the path of least resistance, right? You don't have to know if this person is like, I don't know, intelligent. You've already seen them or talked to them before. You don't have to worry about that awkward conversation starter, right? You just know that person from somewhere else or whatever. You had a conversation one time 3 years ago, so you can go talk to them versus some random person you've never met before. The same thing happens in the digital world online. So that is the purpose of using these. And this is one that I started. I don't have the dates here on this one here, it looks like. But this one has 1,100 views. This one here is I've had for about a year, but I didn't actually post much content on it. And this is just repurposed from the other YouTube channel, almost as a backup in case something happens to that. So the consistency hasn't been there. As you can see right around this time period, I haven't been as consistent, where repurposing TikTok content I have been, and you could, if you were to run regression on here, you could see that it's increasing over there. This is a little bit more longer form content, and you can see 10 new subscribers. This is shorter form content, right? TikTok content that's 1 minute or less has 4 subscribers, new subscribers over the time period, right? These are brand new channels that I'm just publishing content on. Then this channel I've had for a number of years, but I didn't really publish a lot of content on it. And this one until more recently. If you take a look over here, let's see if you can see this right before my head here, you can see this giant dip. That's when YouTube actually deleted a bunch of content. So when YouTube deleted and banned a bunch of my content, that's when I started posting a lot more to this account. I was like, well, if they're gonna just delete my shit, I should probably back it up in another capacity, right? So taking them and putting them onto an external hard drive, as well as like all those 75 fucking videos that YouTube deleted, I can't get back. But it's their playground and I can't do anything about it. So backing them up in another form so people get to actually see that content, but also on a physical hard drive like this, right? And all of this is increasing the brand awareness of me online. And this is just going to continually grow as people see more and more of this content, right? Because if I'm getting millions of views over on TikTok and then somebody spends time on YouTube, right? It's pretty plausible that somebody could have a TikTok account and a YouTube account. They go from TikTok, then they're like, okay, I'm gonna lay in bed and watch a YouTube video. They pull up their phone and they start watching a YouTube video around the content that they were looking at on TikTok because it's probably interesting to them, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be watching it. They go over to YouTube and they're like, oh shit, I know that dude, right? Same thing happens over on Instagram. So this account has almost 30,000 views, and after those got deleted, I've been able to get back up slightly, and I could over the next couple months. Excuse me, let me move my head out of the way so you get to see. Over the next couple months, you'll see that this is be able to go up. However, this one is not monetized, as you can see. In order to meet the monetization requirements for YouTube, you have to have something like 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time. So this is 1,200 hours of watch time over 365 days. So you have to be over 4,000. So this has a little bit of ways to go before I'm able to start monetizing this channel. But this channel is the one that I started in 2013. And it's got 1.35 million views on it. And as you can see here, let's see if I have my heads up. Okay, as you can see here, there's barely anything. There's a couple spikes right in this time period, but it's just basically a flat line. It's not growing at all. And actually, it looks from this time period down to this time period, it was actually dropping. This was actually in October 31st. Oh, this was November 1st. When I started putting out content, you see a rapid increase. It's dropped off because I changed the content that I'm putting out. But I'm going to just be able to turn that back around and get it back up, because same thing happens. If people think if you put out one type of content, then you have to be pigeonholed into that type of content, which is not the case, in the sense that if you are a executive, or say you just do sales and you sell computers or something, right? That doesn't mean you couldn't go do a different job. You just have to go do the other job, and you have to be successful at the other job. You have to show the fuck up and do whatever you need to do that job. And that is the shifting of what you can see. What I was covering was very popular. I just decided not to cover it anymore. And that is when I had some of these spikes. I think the best month I had was around $134. But this is not where the majority of income actually comes in. Most of the income actually comes in from affiliates. If you want to check out my full affiliate income videos, I'm going to be dropping one probably in about a week after they all come in for the month of July. So make sure you press that subscribe button and that bell notification so YouTube can notify you when that does come out. Because the number is probably going to be close to this per month once you include some of these other income sources. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, leave them down below, or jump over to Instagram also down below, and you can ask me questions over there. I'm happy to help out in any way I can. If you do affiliate marketing or you are making money online, check out TikTok. I have had an account, I think, since 6 months now, 7 months now, and I am just about to cross over 50. It's like 46,000 people following the account. 45,800 and change who are following the account, and I'm getting several hundred new followers per day. So if you guys have any questions about any of that, jump over to Instagram, say what's good. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.